I had a very successful event in Singapore. I was there for 10 days. A lot of you showed your affection on me wherever I went, whether it was the streets of Singapore, whether it was at the restaurants, the malls, and more particularly at the events. I wish to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. My team felt that I had never done a full fledged event in Abu Dhabi, and they wanted me to do so because we have a lot of friends there. So the next event would be in Abu Dhabi on the 5th of October. Those desirous of participating in that event, drop a message at the WhatsApp number given below or send a mail at the email given. My team will get in touch with you.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. Today is Saturday and I wanted to talk to you guys about Tata Consultancy Service and Tata Electronics. Tata Electronics is something which has been making the news quite for some time for the simple reason they've taken $1 billion and they've pumped it into this company of theirs which was in hibernation, and Tata has decided to get into chip manufacturing. Chip manufacturing is something we've been talking a lot about all over the world, and we have also been covering it in Be Rich and in MoneyPechu about chips and the importance of chips, especially when it comes to AI. And we all know the story behind NVIDIA and what's been happening on NVIDIA. And Tata sees potential there and they're entering this. Historically speaking, Tatas have always been of this nature. Way back from the days of Jamshedji, if you go back, rewind the clock and look at this, and they've spoken about it, and I thought I'll briefly tell you again about this. Every single thing they've always been wanting to see where the future of the world is, the future of the market is, whether humanity, either in helping humanity or coming with the next technology, they've always been wanted to be in the forefront about like bringing steel into India. When the civil war in the US happened, they were looking at exporting cotton. Then they realized because of the civil war, there's a huge demand for finished textiles. They used to put up textile mills in Bombay. Then they needed to generate power for that, so they decided to create clean energy by creating hydroelectric power in Bombay. Then, of course, the Tata Steel, the story behind Tata Steel, and how Tata Telco became a car manufacturing and commercial vehicle manufacturing giant. Is all this is because they see the future, then they start building towards it. And the way they do it is they have a very unique Tata methodology of doing it. They do not say, okay, we're going to do this, so let us just go and, start from scratch by ourselves and do it. No. What they do is they'll enter the industry and they'll start saying, okay, let us start manufacturing one thing in that industry. For example, the car industry. We first will start making steel. Then we'll start making components for this car. Then, they build slowly. And over a period of time, they'll start manufacturing different parts of the car they've been manufacturing. Then it'll be like, lo and behold, we can make the car ourselves. Why don't we put it together and make our own car? So this is the kind of idea. And they've had these long vision projects like this. And Tata Electronics is one of their long vision projects. They're not going to launch an IPO of Tata Electronics anytime soon. I don't think it's going to be happening any earlier than 5 years or 10 years from now. It is something they're starting. It's going to take time. They're going to build it. And as Indians and as investors, it's something for us to be proud of and to keep an eye on. And when the IPO does come, I'm sure a lot of us will be more than happy to subscribe for the IPO. But that is not the news I want to talk about. I want to talk about what they're doing right now. And if you see Tata and their history, they've had long-standing relationships with specific countries, and they deeply value these relationships. And you see them time and time again going back and reaching out to these partners and these countries for relationship. One case in point is Japan. They did try to bring Japan into Indian auto manufacturing way back before Maruti Suzuki was set up. They wanted to tie up with Honda, believe it or not, and bring Honda cars into India. At that time, unfortunately, the government at power at the time in 1980s was against it. They were not able to do it. And they've been waiting. Of course, we all remember Tata Docomo. Tata tied up with Docomo, which is another Japanese company, to bring cellular services to India. They didn't work out and pan out the way Tatas and Docomo imagined. And of course, when the requirement for the relationship to be dissolved came, Tatas were more than honorable in paying whatever needed to be paid restitution to Docomo, and Docomo moved out. Same way now, America has become very worried and they don't want to send any of the chip making technology out of their shores. They don't want anyone to export it. Even the equipment required to manufacture semiconductors are being watched by the American government, and they don't want to send the technology out of America. So Tatas have again reached out to Japan, and Tata Electronics is going to be getting all its equipment to manufacture these components, semiconductor components from Japan. And who have they brought in to run this whole Tata Electronics as a CEO is a guy who was in Intel. And that person with complete knowledge of Intel and how chip manufacturing is done, how to set it up, how to do it, has come inside to run it. So the equipment is being provided by Japan, and the guy running it is from Intel. And of course, now you're wondering, why did you tell me the story about Tata Steel and making different components in telco of cars? Well, TCS for the longest time has been working with different semiconductor manufacturers all over the world, providing different forms of capacity of support, either in chip designing or in software or different forms. TCS has been different touch points, it's been there involved. And now TCS is part of the Tata group, of course, as you know, has tied up with Tata Electronics to provide the synergy which is required to create the pipeline which is required to do this. So with TCS now providing the knowledge and the know-how and whatever software backend which is required, ex-Intel as the chief running this show, and with equipment coming in from Japan and plants being set up in India, you can definitely expect Tata Electronics chips to be hitting the market very soon. Maybe in a couple of years or maybe 5 years' time, you're going to see a lot of Tata Indian designed and Indian made chips coming onto the market. And already there are talks with Apple because, like I said before, they've been manufacturing different things for Apple and they've been working with Apple. So they've been offering the services to Apple, and Apple's been warm to this idea that even Tatas are going to be involved in Apple Silicon and providing different forms of Apple chips, maybe for their phones, maybe their computers, maybe different other products which are there in the pipeline. So this is the way the Tatas go about building and putting things together. So you can see this happening in real time as investors, as Indians. We always hear the stories about how, Tata Steel came about or how Tata, the empire, was built. But here you can see in motion how the next cusp of the Tata's innovations are coming. So we saw it happening in Trent, we saw it happening in manufactured materials and goods. Now we're seeing it in electronics. So it's not very far in the distant future where we're going to see electronic equipment made by Tatas. Your cell phones, like your iPhone, you'll probably have a Tata phone coming out probably in the next decade or so, I would say. So this is something interesting to keep an eye on, and definitely keep the news and follow this up. And when you do get an opportunity, when they do allow us to join in and enjoy the party, you have already been following and tracking this information for a few years, and you'll know all about Tata Electronics and how they went about building this. And you'll have full faith and confidence when an opportunity comes to invest. And you won't be asking me or Anand or anybody, should I be taking the Tata Electronics IPO? Should I do it or not? Anyway, this video, I wanted to get it out to you guys today because it's Saturday and a lot of you have a long weekend. So do enjoy your long weekend. For those of you who are unfortunate like me, who are working through the weekend and don't have any long weekend, I do understand. Thanks for watching the video again. Do share it with your friends and family, and do support the channel by liking it, and do put your comments down below. Rupesh and me do look into these comments and try to get your questions answered. If you want to catch me, I'm on Instagram. We have a 52-week challenge happening there. Do come to join us there in that community. It's a lot of fun trying to learn to be better investors over there. See you in the next video soon. Bye.
It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.